about strikers, right, being abused. Like, I've seen loads of videos, TikToks, Instagrams, loads of comments on even this season with Haaland and tap-ins. When has it become a thing that strikers are not allowed to score tap-ins?
I think people love to criticise. I think people love to say, like, you're no good. You know, they're first people down the throat. A bit like Haaland at the start of the season when Man City were drawing a couple of games or picked up the surprise loss. Oh, they're better without Haaland. They're better. How can you be better without a player that scored over half your goals this season? It's not possible, is it? I think people are just so quick to judge. Personally, everyone wants to see their striker banging a 30-yarder or run around 5 defenders and score a goal, don't they? But Gary Lineker scored every single one of his goals from inside the box.
Ruud van Nistelrooy scored
one,
all but one, I think. All but one goal.
One goal.
In his entire career.
Outside the box. I don't have a problem with it personally. And, people that do shame them, I think maybe a bit of jealousy because they're not playing for their team. How many Man City fans are saying this about Haaland? I bet not many.
No.
Yeah,
No. I mean,
do you reckon, Andrew?
Yeah, that Jack Wilshere goal against Norwich was one of my favourite goals, and that was in the box, wasn't it? And that was beautiful. There's goals that you can get, even the goals that Man City scored this weekend against Liverpool. It wasn't great defending from Liverpool, but they were basically just crosses, and then Alisson died for it, and he just taps it in, and it's just like, oh, okay, it was an easy finish for him, but it was a well-worked goal. I just think that they're more team goals, aren't they? And it's hard to be in the right place at the right time as a striker because you've got to know where that ball's coming 4 passes down the line. You've got to make sure you're onside. It's not just about just standing there and you get lucky and the ball bounces to you and you put it in. So, yeah, I think it is a bit ridiculous that strikers criticise for it.
It is a skill in itself, being in the right place at the right time.
Oh, 100%.
I've been seeing these comments going, oh, look, another tap in, another tap. If it was so easy, why is everyone not doing it?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Do you want Haaland to be like, oh no, I've got the ball in a 6-yard box, but I'm going to go backwards, take on a player, then I'm going to stick it top corner. Yeah. I'd rather my striker score 30, 40 tap-ins a season than 10 for 15 unbelievable goals.
100%.
So I don't, and penalties as well.
Also,
I don't get that.
Something else as well. Sorry, like when you see a striker score, 15 goals, right?
Yeah,
and he's scored, say, 3 hat tricks in them 15 goals. Is he doing well or is he doing average? Because say he's played 30 games, well, it means he's only actually scored 6 goals in the other games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Would you rather 15 goals over the 15 games, or are you happy to see your striker score a couple of hat tricks? But I know what I'd rather have.
I'd rather see him score in every game they play.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? No, what I mean is if he can only score 15 goals a season, do you want him to score 15 goals in 15 matches, or do you want him to score 15 goals in 4 matches and be like, oh yeah, done? Look like a hero, but
because the problem is you're obviously if you're scoring a hat trick in those games, you're probably winning those games by 2 or 3 goals, right? But
yes,
it means the other games you need a match winner, and that player's not scoring. I'd much rather him score 1 goal in each of them games and get me 3 points in those games than hammer someone 4-0 and have a goal difference. I'd much rather, definitely. I get your point.
Because I was thinking about strikers these days, and still the best strikers that are around are poachers. The Lewandowskis, Harry Kanes, Haalands. They are still the most sought after strikers because it's that hard a job to be in that position at all the time to score goals. The
people like Cristiano Ronaldo, like Lionel Messi, they're a different breed. You don't come across them sort of players every day, do you? You probably won't.
Abuse, weren't he, last couple of seasons going, oh, it's another tap in. Ronaldo scored another tap in. Oh, he scored another penalty.
Getting old.
He's scoring goals.
Yeah. You've got to score the goals, haven't you? But it's going to be one of them. People can argue about it all the time, but as long as they're scoring goals, I think people are happy. I was so happy to see Jesus score that penalty yesterday. You know what I mean? Just for him to get back on the score sheet. It's been a while. He'd been injured. And people start saying things.
I think the things with penalties, you've still got to score them, but it's a good opportunity, isn't it? You've got no one tackling you or anything. It's just a free shot, really. So I get what you mean.
I don't know what the percentage ratio. Some supercomputer probably tell me, but you've got surely the striker's got to be the favourite, isn't he? 90% of the time.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, I know it's not probably don't go down for much. I don't think you should be missing penalties. You definitely shouldn't be not hitting the target. Do you know what I mean? I mean, putting a penalty wide or over, for me, there is no excuse.
Yeah, the pressure's on the striker.
There is no excuse for that.
So it's even harder for the striker because if they miss, everyone's on them, right? If the keeper saves it,
you think it's
keeper's a hero.
Yeah. So what are you saying? Is it harder for the keeper or the striker?
So it's easy for the striker to score, but because it's easier for the striker to score, there's more pressure on the striker. If he misses, then it's a miss, right? If the keeper if the keeper's not expected to save, if the keeper doesn't save that penalty, well, that he tried, sort of thing. But if the striker misses the penalty, it's a big deal. For example, Saka missing in the Euros final, right? The pressure's different. If Donnarumma hadn't saved that and Saka had won the Euros for England, people wouldn't have gone, Donnarumma, he didn't save that penalty. Because goalkeepers aren't expected to save them. It's just a bonus if they do. So the pressure's on the striker.
I get what you're saying. I'm a bit half and half. So, yeah, if you're being paid that much money and you're a professional footballer, like, let's be honest, if we was playing in front of 80,000 people at Wembley, we probably wouldn't even be able to run straight up towards the penalty. Legs would be going all over the place. And we'd probably just drop down of, I don't know, pure excitement or nerves. But they should be scoring at least 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think 10 out of 10. I don't think there's an excuse. If you're not comfortable taking penalties, don't take it. Whether you're a striker, defender, Sergio Ramos, see some of the penalties he takes. Dink down the middle, dink down the middle. She's centre back.
You have to think, though, these goalkeepers are literally also paid a lot of money to stop you from scoring that penalty. So it's not like it's a free shot into a net. Like, I get what you mean. Strikers should be scoring most penalties they take. But you have got someone in that net that trains to stop you.
Yeah, but the striker knows where he's going, doesn't he?
Should do, yeah.
You should do,
the goalkeeper should do, yeah. The goalkeeper is literally guessing.
Yeah. You have more pressure on the striker. They know what they're doing.
Do you look? For a goalkeeper, do you look at the player's eyes to see if he's going to give you the eyes so you know where he's going? Because some do, or if you're good enough, you can give him the eyes and go the other way. Or do you I just don't. There's so much when you're standing in goal and you're trying to save a penalty. There's so much going in your head. Like, you look at the player. The player's looking in the bottom right corner. Like, do I go that way, or is he giving me the eyes? I think you can be your own worst enemy.
Yeah, but you see that from keepers now, don't you? They're like pointing in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, go over
they do
there,
everything they can. Dude, that started that, didn't they?
I would go that way.
Yeah.
No, that Bruce Grobbelaar started it. He was the main one to start doing
It's being banned, though, ain't it?
They are saying that, but I think that's rubbish. I think,
I think it was after Martinez, weren't it?
I think they should definitely be sent off for scuffing the penalty spot. I think that's just blatant cheating. That when they, like you see now, you see what Arsenal did at the penalty though. I thought that was pretty good. And I'm not saying
Odegaard grabbed the ball. Yeah,
Odegaard grabbed the ball, stood on the penalty area. It looked like Odegaard was about to take the penalty, like almost put the ball down. All the Leeds players around him and out trying to give him a bit of abuse and whatever. And then just when the ref was about to blow the whistle, he gave the ball to Jesus and he put it down and scored.
We couldn't see much because the other end of the stadium, but we saw Odegaard with the ball.
You're at the other end, weren't you?
And we thought Odegaard was going to take the penalty, and then suddenly Jesus got it.
Yeah. Yeah, even Paul Merson, apparently, there was like 5 Arsenal players all around the ball chatting to each other. Paul Merson was like, because Saka's normally our penalty taker, isn't he? Yeah. He was like, well, who's going to take this penalty? Who's going to take the penalty?
Do you feel about that as well? Should strikers, should the main striker in the team always take the penalty?
No, not necessarily.
No?
I mean, I'd like to think my striker would want to take the penalty.
I just think it's mad that they don't.
I don't mind. I don't mind Saka taking or Martinelli taking penalties. I know he missed one, but I don't mind them taking penalties.
I just think it's crazy if you've got a striker in your team.
I find it a bit strange when the centre back goes up to take it.
But his whole job is to score. Box basically. So if you surely he would be the penalty taker.
Mahrez is normally a penalty taker was the penalty taker before Haaland turned up.
Yeah, and how many does he miss?
I know, he misses loads. Saka's our penalty taker, isn't he? But
it's
And what do you think about strikers that wait until in a penalty shootout they go fifth?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I lost you there. Sorry.
When strikers say penalty shootout, Neymar did it, didn't he, in the last World Cup? He wanted to go fifth, and he didn't even make it to the fifth penalty. Strikers should be picking up the ball, scoring the first goal.
It happened to Ronaldo a few years ago, didn't it? It happened to Ronaldo, same thing. I mean, I do like it. I always think the captain should take the fifth penalty. I like the captain taking the 5th penalty. When I'm playing my Football Manager, I always make my captain take the 5th penalty. Bring it home for the club. You know what I mean? And I agree with you. Strikers should take the first penalty. Take the pressure off. You know, your strikers should be the best. Do you know what I mean? You don't want. I mean, unless you're like Sergio Ramos, who's like a cocky bastard. You know, you don't really want your centre backs taking penalties. I always think. I mean, Ashley Cole was a very good penalty taker, but he was also a left winger at the start of his career. So maybe that's why. I mean.
Yeah, so I think strikers they should at least take one of the first few. You know, maybe your captain or whatever wants to take the first one, or you know, if you've got a player like Jorginho in your team that you know always takes them as a technique or whatever. But the striker should not be waiting to go 5th. Like they should be taking one of the first 3, I think, at least.
Yeah,
because there's probably more pressure on that first one than there is. There's just as much pressure on that first one than there is on the 5th. It sets the whole tone of the penalty shootout, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you miss it, all the other players.
If you miss the first penalty, every other player's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
And if you miss if you are the player to lose it, then you're gutted, didn't you? You know. I saw it the other day, like when all them Italian players are running past Sacco. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to go cuddle him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just felt so bad for him.
Right, we've got to be a little bit off topic.
He was only an 18-year-old kid. Do you know what I mean?
Just sort of a bonus question to end this little topic. As we're just talking about strikers, penalties, whatever. You got a penalty last minute of the game. It's 1-1. Champions League. Who do you want? Anyone in history?
Matt Letizia. Only ever missed. No, Ivan Toney. He's never missed a Premier League penalty.
It's Champions League.
Andrew?
He said anyone in history.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just because he said this is the Champions League. We're in the Champions League, like it's in the setting, and you said he's never missed a Premier League penalty. Yeah, I'll go Ronaldo. Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo, just because he's just the big game player, isn't he? I would trust him to score when I needed him.
Yeah, I'd probably go the same. So 2 Ronaldo, 1 Ivan Toney.
I was thinking outside the box.
You want penalty inside the box, Baron?
Yeah.
I was thinking outside the box. Yeah, I suppose inside the box. Surprisingly, no one went for Messi.
No, I was thinking that moment. He lives for that, doesn't he? Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He lives for that kind of thing.
This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collective ball. Famous, also famous, #1.